Hey guys, Rolando Rodriguez here with XTEND.com, where we got workouts that work, eats that satisfy, and everything else you need to reach your lifestyle goals. So today we are going to be talking about supplementation, specifically what I take. In terms of supplements, I follow a ketogenic diet about 11 months throughout the year, but I do follow more extreme forms of the ketogenic diet, like the carnivore diet and or the ketogenic diet, sporadically throughout the year. If you are following a well-formulated ketogenic diet and or carnivore diet, you're going to be getting most of everything that you need in terms of your vitamins and your minerals, so you don't technically have to supplement. What I supplement with is what I've been supplementing with now for about 2 or 3 years. The BCAA'S, which you see in the back, I have actually been supplementing with since I started intermittent fasting about 9 years ago. The reason why was because I was following the Lean Gains protocol, and back in the day when I started reading about Lean Gains and Eat, Stop, Eat, they were worried about muscle loss. I don't really worry about that anymore, but because I started doing it back in the day and I'm so used to it and accustomed to it, I continue to drink my BCAA'S daily, and I think that it helps because they have a flavor curve. Your hunger. You've been intermittent fasting as long as I have. You typically don't really get hungry until it's time to eat, but as long as you stay hydrated and you're getting your electrolytes, you're gonna be good. Now, if you throw in some flavor in there, it's gonna help curb your hunger and you're gonna be able to fast for longer periods of time. At least that's what I recommend, and that's how it is for me. Nevertheless, what do I take? I take 2 servings of BCAA'S a day, about 2 servings. Now, I mix a caffeinated BCAA'S with a non-caffeinated BCAA'S. The non-caffeinated BCAA'S actually has some electrolytes mixed in with it, but I do add some extra sodium and potassium via LITE salt to my BCAA'S. The reason I do that, guys, is because a ketogenic diet naturally expels the water that you got in your system, and your kidneys also really filter out a lot of the sodium that you have in your system. So you need to replenish the sodium and you need to replenish the electrolytes that you are losing when you are not really retaining water because you're following a ketogenic diet, right? And so this LITE salt, which you can get at the grocery store, is half sodium, half potassium, and I mix about a tablespoon into about 2 servings of BCAA'S. Again, I mix the non-caffeinated with the caffeinated. Now, I mix the 2 servings of BCAA'S and a tablespoon of salt with 32 ounces of water. And I do not start sipping, not completely, chugging this thing. I start sipping at about 1 p.m. And this 32 ounces of water that has the BCAA servings lasts me through dinner. And so a lot of people out there will say, well, when you start sipping on the BCAA'S, you're technically breaking your fast, and you are. But if you're fasting for weight loss as opposed to just truly fasting and not having anything in your digestive tract, then I think you're going to be okay. Now, here's the thing. If you don't consume 25 calories or more an hour, you're probably still going to be in a fasted state. And how do I get that number? Well, I get those 25 calories because the brain needs 150 grams of carbs a day to function. That's why when you're out there and you hear people say, no, you have to eat at least 150 grams of carbs because your body won't function without it. That's typically what the brain utilizes in terms of energy from carbs on a daily basis if you're intaking it. But guess what? If you're not intaking carbs, your brain is going to get the extra energy that it needs from the fats in your body via ketone, which is what we all want, to burn the fat on our body. And to do that, we need to stop feeding it sugar because sugar is toxic, and your body will result to utilizing the carbohydrates as energy first because it's got to get it out of your system. But back to the point, the brain utilizes about 150 grams of carbs a day. Every gram of carb has 4 calories. 150 times 4 is 600. 600 divided by 24 hours in a day is about 25 calories an hour. So if you stay under that, which I've always recommended and always read to actually stay under 10 calories an hour, you should be well below the 25, and you should be good to go in terms of fasting mimicking diets, right? They mimic the state that our body is in when we're fasting, even though we may not be technically fasting. Anyways, moving right along. I also take magnesium. This is not magnesium citrate. I normally have magnesium citrate. I gotta finish this though because we bought it by accident. Nevertheless, magnesium is great for muscles, heart, relaxation, sleep. There's a number of different benefits that magnesium provides, and I believe that I noticed the difference in terms of less muscle cramps and a little bit better sleep when I started taking magnesium on a regular basis. But definitely when I upped my magnesium and my potassium/sodium intake, I noticed a big difference in terms of muscle cramps while working out. Again, if you're working out pretty hard and you're following a ketogenic diet, and specifically if you're sweating like crazy while you're working out, you're gonna be expelling that fluid, and that could lead to muscle cramps. So I've noticed that these supplementations help not only with the muscle cramps, but also with keeping my blood pressure regulated, because if you're taking more salt, you're going to be retaining more water, and that's going to help keep that blood pressure where it should be instead of dropping, which sometimes happens when you're following a ketogenic diet. The other supplementation that I take is fish oil pills. I really started taking fish oil pills when I started doing the egg fast a number of years ago, because to be honest, I wasn't going to the bathroom the way I wanted to go to the bathroom, but the ketogenic egg diet made me feel amazing, and it gave me great results in terms of weight loss and body composition. So I wanted to be able to do that, but I love going to the bathroom easily, and the fish oil pills helped greatly. Now I will say, if you go overboard on the magnesium, you will be running to the bathroom on a regular basis, so don't. If you start taking magnesium and you notice that your stool changes up and it becomes more water than actual solid stool, you might want to see about changing the amount of magnesium that you are taking. But fish oil pills, number of benefits, especially for the brain, and started taking that when I started doing the ketogenic egg fast. The other thing that I take on a regular basis, started this about 2 years ago, is creatine. I used to take creatine in high school. What I noticed was that maybe it wasn't really making me get bigger. I really noticed that I was able to do a couple of extra reps at the end. So in terms of strength, I might be doing 225 on the bench, and instead of doing 225 8 times, I might be able to get it 10 times. That in essence will help you get gains, but I stopped taking creatine when I was about 22 and started again at around 36. I'm now 38, and I do think it makes a difference. There is a loading phase with the creatine, so pay attention to the directions on the back. Now, I take my creatine at night with my highest carb intake, which is probably the glass of milk I have on a regular basis now, and that's part of the reasons I went carnivore, was because I love milk that much. But anyways, they recommend taking creatine with your highest carb meal of the day, because it will help uptake that creatine that you're intaking. Finally, what I take on a regular basis is Allertech, which is just an allergy medication I take year round. I have really bad allergies, and so I just take this year round, and that is it. That is everything that I intake in terms of supplements. I don't supplement with anything else. I really do think that the light salt and the magnesium make a huge difference when you are following a low carb, high fat diet. I would strongly recommend taking those supplements and supplementing your diet, even though you're eating the dark leafy greens. If you're following a ketogenic diet and you are eating enough magnesium, if you're sweating as much as I do and you suffer from muscle cramps, I strongly believe it made a difference. Anyways, I'll have a link to these products down below. Check it out if you would like. Got any questions, let me know. And that's it for now. This has been Rolando Rodriguez with XGains.com. Please let me know if you got any questions or comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and share this channel if you haven't done so already. I'd greatly appreciate it. The website, again, it's X-, that's the symbol, not the word, gains.com. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Peace.